Imagine standing at the edge of a 1,000-foot cliff, the wind howling in your ears, the ground dropping away beneath your boots. The sheer scale of the landscape is both breathtaking and terrifying, a place where only the bravest dare to tread. Now, picture being told to build a road right on the face of that cliff, with nothing but your wits, your courage, and a handful of tools that seem laughably small against the immensity of stone. Across America, men face this challenge head-on. Armed with dynamite, raw determination and primitive machines, they set out to pave the impossible, transforming sheer rock into passageways. Powder monkeys, the daring laborers, dangled from ropes, drilling holes and packing explosives, their lives hanging by a thread as they raced for cover before the mountain erupted in thunderous blasts. Each carefully timed explosion carved a narrow ledge where only air and eagles had existed before, reshaping the very bones of the earth. These weren't just construction sites, they were battlegrounds against the earth itself, where every day brought new dangers and demanded relentless resolve. Machinery groaned and roared, steam shovels clawed at the unyielding rock, and every inch of progress was won with sweat, ingenuity, and the constant risk of disaster. The men were more than just laborers, they were engineers, problem solvers, and risk-takers, reading the mountain's moods, calculating just how much dynamite to use, and trusting their instincts to keep them alive. They toiled in brutal, unforgiving conditions, far from civilization, living in makeshift camps, perched on the edge of wilderness, enduring cold, hunger, and isolation. These were the unsung heroes who waged a quiet war against geology, their names mostly forgotten, but their legacy carved into the mountains themselves. All so that today we can drive along a strip of tarmac, hugging the cliffs, rarely pausing to wonder at the courage, sacrifice, and sheer human will that made it possible. Progress isn't clean or digital, it's dirty, loud, and relentless. Splitting a mountain for a road leaves a mark on both land and people. The dust was constant, choking, inescapable. The noise, a deafening assault of engines and dynamite. These men ended each day exhausted, ears ringing, bodies vibrating from the work. They weren't just building roads, they were reshaping the planet. From the comfort of our cars, it's hard to grasp the scale of their struggle. Behind every scenic drive is a story of hardship and ingenuity. These were the engineers, blasters, and laborers who saw a sheer cliff and accepted the challenge. They got filthy so we wouldn't have to. They took on the impossible jobs, driven by vision, not glamour. They saw a future and built it with their bare hands. That's the real story of progress. And it's worth remembering. Early 20th century America was a patchwork of isolated towns, separated by treacherous dirt tracks. Travel through the Rockies or Sierra Nevada could take weeks and was fraught with danger. The nation needed real roads to connect its people and fuel its growth. The automobile was rising, but without roads, it was useless. So, a bold vision emerged: conquer the wild terrain with ribbons of asphalt and concrete. Engineers were called to defy geography, plotting routes across impassable mountains. In the mountains, the rulebook was thrown out. Every mile was a new problem to solve. Projects once thought fantasy, like highways through the Rockies, became reality. The costs and dangers were immense, but so was the will to succeed. Armed with blueprints and bravado, they set out to tame the wilderness. This was the dawn of the impossible road. For audacious road building, look to Colorado's $1 Million Highway, a stretch of road that defies both nature and expectation. This legendary route, officially known as US Route 550, is more than just a way to get from Silverton to Ouray. It's a journey through some of the most dramatic landscapes in the American West, where every mile tells a story of ambition, danger, and ingenuity. Some say it cost $1 million a mile. Others claim the roadbed is laced with gold ore, giving the highway its evocative name. The truth is shrouded in legend, but what's certain is that the cost, whether in dollars, sweat, or courage, was immense. Either way, it's unforgettable. A narrow ribbon of tarmac clinging to the Uncompahgre Gorge, where the road seems to float above the abyss, daring you to look down. On one side, sheer rock rises like a fortress. On the other, a terrifying drop with no guardrail, just open air and the distant roar of the river below. Every curve demands your full attention. Building it meant facing vertigo, avalanches, and unstable volcanic rock. Workers braved freezing winters, sudden storms, and the ever-present threat of landslides. Every dynamite blast was a gamble. Too little, and nothing moved. Too much, and months of work could collapse in an instant. The stakes were as high as the mountains themselves. The road climbs over 3 high passes: Red Mountain, Molas, and Coalbank. Each one a test of both engineering and endurance, braving unpredictable weather and constant landslide threats that persist to this day. Today, it's one of America's most scenic drives, a marvel of engineering and nerve, drawing travelers from around the world who come to experience its breathtaking views and heart-pounding turns. As you navigate its bends, remember, this isn't just a road. You're driving on a monument, a living testament to human determination and the will to connect isolated mountain communities. A monument to the men who carved a lifeline through impossible terrain, risking everything to link towns and mines, and to open up the wild heart of Colorado. They used dynamite, steam shovels, and sheer grit, relying on muscle, ingenuity, and a refusal to give up, no matter the odds. Their legacy is etched in stone, winding through the mountains, and it's still breathtaking, a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys are carved from the most daunting challenges. In Montana's Glacier National Park lies the Going to the Sun Road, a masterpiece of engineering and artistry. Built to showcase the park's beauty, it was designed to blend with the landscape, not scar it. The most daunting section, the Garden Wall, was considered impassable. Lead engineer Frank Kittredge spent months planning a route with minimal impact. Instead of switchbacks, they blasted a steady ledge into the mountain, a feat of precision. Construction was grueling short seasons. Supplies hauled by mule, workers dangling from ropes. They built stone walls and bridges from local rock, merging the road with its surroundings. It took over a decade to complete. Even today, keeping it open means battling snow drifts up to 80 feet deep. The road is a living monument, requiring constant care. It's a truce with the mountain, renegotiated every year. Turning a sheer cliff into a road demanded far more than just brute force. It was a daring blend of science, skill, and sheer nerve. Every step forward was a calculated risk, and every decision could mean the difference between progress and disaster. The vision was bold, to carve a path where none existed, defying gravity and the elements. Surveyors, armed with little more than their instruments and courage, plotted the perfect route. They balanced gradient and stability, often clinging to the edge, risking their lives for the right measurements. Their calculations had to be flawless, as a single error could spell catastrophe for the entire project. Dynamite became the tool of choice, but it wasn't about brute explosions. It was about using it with surgical precision. Each charge was carefully placed, each blast meticulously timed, to break the rock without endangering the workers or the mountain itself. Teams of powder monkeys drilled intricate patterns into the rock, setting up controlled blasts that sheared off just enough stone to make way for the road, but never so much as to risk a landslide. Their work was both art and science, requiring steady hands and nerves of steel. After each thunderous blast, steam shovels and bulldozers rumbled into action, clearing away tons of rubble. Inch by inch, they advanced along precarious ledges, their operators constantly aware that one wrong move could send them tumbling down the mountainside. Where machines couldn't reach, teams of men with wheelbarrows and shovels finished the job. They hauled debris by hand, step by grueling step, often working in harsh weather and dizzying heights. Retaining walls built from the very rock they blasted free anchored the road in place. These walls not only held back the earth, but also shielded the new road from falling rocks and landslides, ensuring safety for generations to come. The road's surface was layered with care. First crushed rock, then asphalt or concrete, each material hauled up the mountain, each layer compacted to withstand the harshest conditions. Every meter built was a testament to persistence and teamwork. Progress was slow, methodical, and relentless. Day after day, the crew inched forward, undeterred by setbacks or the unforgiving terrain. Each completed section was a hard-won victory over nature, a celebration of human ingenuity and determination. It was a step-by-step conquest, powered by innovation, grit, and the unbreakable will to connect communities across impossible landscapes. In the end, their efforts changed the landscape forever, leaving behind a road that stands as a monument to what's possible when vision meets determination. These roads revolutionized America, connecting isolated regions and transforming days of perilous travel into hours of safe passage. For mountain towns, they were lifelines, bringing supplies, mail, and economic opportunity. They turned struggling outposts into thriving communities. Tourism flourished. National parks became accessible to all, not just the wealthy or adventurous. Families could finally experience the grandeur of the Rockies firsthand. These roads fostered a new appreciation for nature and fueled the conservation movement. They carried more than cars, they carried ideas and experiences. Massive public works projects like these became symbols of national pride and progress. They proved that no obstacle was too great for American ingenuity. They stitched together a vast nation, east to west, city to wilderness. More than infrastructure, they became part of the American story, and their impact endures. Why don't we remember these stories? Because these roads do their job so well, they've become invisible. We marvel at the views, but rarely at the road itself. We don't see the drill holes, the dynamite, or the ghosts of the men who built them. The road is just the means to an end. Never the miracle it truly is. But these roads are monuments to grit, vision, and sacrifice. They remind us that our world was built, not given. Next time you drive a mountain road, pause and look around. Imagine the men who carved it from stone. These are the hidden masterpieces of American engineering, the dirty jobs that made our clean, modern lives possible.